Good afternoon, boys and girls. I'm here at home. I'm sorry, I am struggling with technology and I deleted the Zoom recording, so I can't upload it. So I'm just going to go through and show you what we did in class today. Basically, what I did was logged into the classroom. Okay, I got into the class, right? I went to my classes and I just kind of walked you through the assignments, right? We went into 8.1 or 8.2, and at the top of the stream you see that you have an exit ticket and homework and lecture notes and the Zoom meeting. The Zoom meeting was right here, right? We clicked on that link and joined the meeting. Everyone was in there. And then there's a resource right here. It's the review for Module 13 lecture notes. And if you just read through this, it says it's a copy of the notes we would normally do in class. It's just there for you to print or reference, okay? When you click on this, we kind of walked through some of this, and we went through some of the important information that you need right now. We're moving on to study three-dimensional shapes and finding the volume of three-dimensional shapes, how much they can hold. And so we needed to review parts of a circle, right? The radius, the diameter, the circumference, and pi. And each of these slides gives a good explanation of these in review. The radius is half the distance across the circle. The diameter is the full distance across the circle through the center. Okay, and there are formulas that relate all of these things. Okay, the circumference is the distance all the way around the circle, and the circumference is equal to pi, which is approximately 3.14, times the distance across the circle, the diameter. Okay, and the circumference is equal to 2 pi times the radius. These are formulas for circumference. Okay, further along in the notes, if you go all the way down to slide 18, you can see how you find the area of a circle. Okay, and we wrote down all of these formulas. We wrote them down. Let's see here. I think we wrote these down. Right here. These are all the formulas that we wrote. The circumference, the area, the diameter, and the radius. And these are the formulas that we used to solve problems for our homework today. And that's what we did in the Zoom meeting. We did a few of the problems. Okay, I'm going to close this. You can pause. You should write those down so you can do your work. Okay, and then I went back to the class, right? This, again, was the resource. Okay, that's in my stream. It's also in my classwork, right? We're reviewing for Module 13. You can find these things in lots of places. You can find all the assignments that are due today on the calendar right here. Okay, so on the 8th, we have a Zoom lecture, we have homework and an exit ticket, right? So right here is our homework. If we click on that, it brings us to IXL, and when you get in there, you need to be logged into your account. Okay, so in the top right corner, it should have your name. You can see my name is up there in the top right corner. It says welcome David Snee. Okay, so we got in there and we just solved some problems together. It says the diameter of a circle is 2 millimeters. What is the circumference of the circle? So I went back into my class notes and I found the formula that had the diameter and the circumference in it. Okay, circumference equals pi times the diameter. Okay, I know that the diameter is 2 millimeters and I'm trying to find the circumference. So I just plug in the diameter of 2. Okay, and it says use 3.14 for pi, so I put 3.14 in there, and that gives me C equals 6.28 millimeters. Okay, so then I go back to my IXL right here, and I type in 6.28, and I submit. And we've got that one. Okay, the next one, it says the circumference is 6.28. What's the radius? So I go back into my notes, I go back into those formulas that I wrote down, and if I have the circumference and I want the radius, C equals 2 pi r. Okay, so I know that 6.28 is equal to, it says use 3.14 for pi, 2 times 3.14 times the radius. Okay, so 6.28 equals 6.28 times the radius. So now, if I want to find what the radius is, I just have to divide both sides by 6.28. Dividing is the inverse operation of multiplication. So then I have r equals 1. So it's 1 meter is the radius of that circle. I go back here, I type my 1 into the box, and I submit. Okay, and that's all we did. Then we opened it up. Everyone worked on their IXL links, and if we had questions, we worked on them together. Okay, so you should work on that for 20 minutes or until you get a score of 95 using the formulas that are given in the class notes right here. Then you're back into your assignments. Okay, after you practice that for a little while, you're going to go into your Google Forms exit ticket, and you're going to answer all these questions. It says type in your full name. You're going to type in your full name. Then you're going to find this. How do you find the circumference of a circle if you have the radius? So you're going to go back here. How do you find the circumference if you have the radius? Look at these formulas. Okay, if you have the radius, how do you find the circumference? Which one of those formulas has circumference and radius in it? Well, it was circumference is equal to 2 pi times the radius. So that's the answer to number 2. And in number 3, you're just going to go in there. You're going to go back to your notes, and you're going to find, does the radius of a circle go all the way around the circle? Does it go across the circle through the center? Does it go halfway across the circle to the center? Go back in here. What's the radius? Okay. Look at your notes. How do you describe the radius? Which one of those is it? Okay. What's the formula for the area of the circle? Okay. It's asking you to find the area of a circle. Which one of those gives you the area? Look at your notes. Right in here, which formula helps you find the area of a circle? Okay, the answers are all here for you. And then you use those formulas to solve these problems. These are just like the IXL problems. It says find the diameter if you have the circumference. Okay, so C equals pi times the diameter. So 6.28 equals pi times the diameter. Okay, so you're going to divide both sides by pi to find the diameter. And that's it for that one. Okay, and when you finish up, you're just going to submit that at the bottom, and it'll give you some feedback right away. And that's all your work for the day. Okay, I also talked about the fact that I'm going to have a Zoom meeting set up every day. You'll get an invitation in your stream. You can pop in, ask any questions you may have between 1 and 2. Okay, that's basically what we did in our Zoom meeting today. It's also a chance for you to interact with your classmates and ask them questions and get to see everybody, okay? I was happy to see the participants who showed up this morning, and I'd love to see more of you every day. I hope you're all well, and I see you soon. Have a great afternoon.